Good morning. Welcome to this update of Inside Track. If you've been following this series, you know we've been tracking a documented blueprint called the Mar-a-Lago Accord, 10 steps reshaping the global monetary system, and we've been watching it execute in real time since video 1. But something happened this week that most people completely missed. Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary of the United States, gave a speech at the Economic Club of New York. He called it American Economic Statecraft in the 21st century. And when I read it, I had to go back and check the date on the Miran blueprint, because what Bessent said and what Miran wrote in November 2024 are essentially the same document. Let me show you exactly how these pieces fit together. Principle 1. Economic security begins with national capacity. His words. Hamilton's doctrine, a nation that cannot produce what it needs is not secure. He listed the industries America must dominate. Semiconductors, AI, quantum, advanced manufacturing, shipbuilding, critical minerals, pharmaceuticals. That is step 10 of the Accord, the U.S. manufacturing renaissance, the long-term payoff of everything that comes before it. The Treasury Secretary just announced it as official policy. Principle 2, reciprocity. Dollar access is now conditional. His exact line, they cannot participate in the dollar-based financial system while serving as conduits for sanctions evasion. Translation? If you want access to the dollar system, you play by American rules. Full stop. That is step 7, allies coerced under energy and security duress, the UAE swap line request, century bond conversations. Bessent just confirmed the leverage mechanism is deliberate. Principle 3, digital assets, stablecoins, tokenization. This is the one that stopped me. Digital assets, stablecoins, tokenization, and new payment systems will help shape the future of money. That is step 8, stablecoin retail absorption replacing foreign sovereign demand for treasuries. Genius Act signed. $600 million a month in volume. Circle launching SIR BTC. BlackRock moving $244 million into Coinbase Prime. The Treasury Secretary just validated the entire tokenization thesis in one paragraph. Principle 4. Financial leadership as statecraft. There is nothing accidental about the dollar's place in the world. The dollar isn't weakening because America is losing. It's being deliberately restructured to remain dominant on new rails. Not the petrodollar, the digital dollar. Stablecoins backed by treasuries, tokenized infrastructure the world depends on, American standards, American rules, American leverage. Principle 5. Economic statecraft serves the American people, the political cover. Lower real debt burden, manufacturing jobs returning, supply chains secured. That's steps 9 and 10. Controlled devaluation and the Renaissance. Now sit with this. Stephen Miran wrote the Mar-a-Lago Accord blueprint in November 2024. We've been tracking it since video 1, step by step, data confirming it every week. And now the Treasury Secretary just gave a speech that reads like the second half of that same document. He didn't call it the Mar-a-Lago Accord. He called it American Economic Statecraft, but the framework is identical. Here's where every step stands right now. Step 1, tariffs imposed, leverage acquired, dollar strengthened temporarily, done. Step 2, dollar strength suppresses the initial inflation shock, prices held down long enough to set the stage, done. Step 3, external energy shock, Strait of Hormuz, oil above $100, inflation cover, dollar weakening begins, done and still executing. Iran fired on a cargo ship this morning. Step 4, dollar weakening, down approximately 10% from the January 2025 peak, in process. Step 5, Powell replaced, Warsh confirmed 54-45, the most partisan Fed confirmation in modern history, done. Step 6, yield curve control, balance sheet task force launched June 17th, cut bias removed, in process, expected Q3/Q4 2026. Step 7, allies coerced into century bonds, UAE swap line request, Bessent confirms reciprocity doctrine, in process, building. Step 8, stablecoin retail absorption, Genius Act, $600 million per month volume. Bessent names tokenization explicitly, in process, building. Step 9, controlled devaluation, 2027 target. Step 10, U.S. manufacturing renaissance. Bessent just named the industries. Foundation being laid now. 6 steps done or actively executing, 4 more confirmed and building. And the Treasury Secretary just announced the Endgame at the Economic Club of New York. This isn't a theory anymore. It's official U.S. economic policy on the record in public. 10 videos, 10 steps. The blueprint is executing. If you're new here, go back to video 1. This sequence started over a year ago, and it's playing out exactly as written. Follow Inside Track. We called this before the headlines. We'll be here for every step that follows.